Hey, shalom, shalom. Adanka Nawaha Aibar, Shallah, Walakim La'adam, Call Shabuai Bahar Chawa Kakshaw Yahweh Sham Yahweh Ma'amath, which is truly hey with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah, to preach to you so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Nachamatam Kaya Hamalakwat Hashemayim Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Laim La, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Racha HaKodash, Wamashana Kabadim Zuklaim Nawa. Wa Malakim Shoy Shalaz Zuklaim Racha Gadawal, Wa Chasa, Wa Shalom, Wa Barakim, Laha Bacharim Shah Kabasha Shalom. That's all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahasham, in the name of Yahweh Shai, delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. So just wanted to go into two articles on RT, touch on this with Russia. It says Russia makes digital ruble official. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law on Monday that introduces a digital ruble. According to the document published on the official government portal, the electronic currency will become operational on August 1st. The digital currency will be issued alongside the traditional ruble, both cash and non-cash. It will be used to make transfers and payments and will be kept in digital wallets on a platform operated by the central bank. It says it will not be possible to open a deposit, take out a loan, or receive interest on digital currency. And this is in Russia, you see, but they had something to this extent over in the States, over here, you know, showing you that all of these nations is conspiring together. It says the president also introduced relevant amendments to the civil code to enable the digital ruble to be bequeathed and inherited. The idea of introducing a national digital currency was unveiled by the Bank of Russia in late 2020. Unlike virtual currencies such as Bitcoin, the digital ruble is projected to pose minimal risk, as it will be issued by the state monetary regulator and backed by traditional money. Whereas, like when you look at just like the USD, it's not backed by anything. It's just saying IOU, like just a slip of paper, you know. It's fiat currency. But nevertheless, you know, these nations are saying that the USD has no value, you know, so they're going over to that digital system, you know, which again, all these nations are all on the same plan, pretty much. Let me get a quick precept. This is Psalms, the volume, chapter 2, and verse 1. It says, "Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed." All right, and pretty much the point. You know, the heathen are imagining a vain thing, like this thing is actually going to work, and then at the same time, they're setting counsel together, you know, which is all going to come to naught. But continuing on and get something else. Actually, I'm going to go to this other article. It says China lashes out at U.S. ally over chip curbs. Which I'm just going to skim around in this article. But it says China has strongly criticized export curbs on chip-making equipment that took effect in Japan on Sunday. It says, it's a lot. It says earlier this month, the Chinese government announced that starting in August, special licenses will be required to export gallium and germanium, two key metals used to make computer chips. China produces the majority of their global supply. Apart from semiconductors, the two metals are used in products such as solar panels. But pretty much the point, these things are being used for that big push for that Charagma. All right, now let's get some precepts. Because earlier in the year, they were talking about chips for cars. They had a shortage on that. And this devil is amping up for his big push with the Charagma. All right, let's get a precept. This is Isaiah, Yeshaya chapter 36 and verse 6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, so wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him." All right, and the staff represents authority. All right, so the authority of Egypt. The scriptures say 2/3 go down to Egypt for help. But the Egyptians going to help in vain, because pretty much going down and taking that Charagma, is going to result in death. All right, being destroyed with ICBMs. It says, I'm read again. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it." All right, because we know that Revelation 13 and 16 talks about a Charagma, which is under the skin. All right. So let's get that. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a Charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the Charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." All right, and that's what's going to ultimately boil down to. You see that that digital currency, all right, is going to be tied to that Charagma. You see, so that people can operate, so to speak, in this society. All right, let me get another precept. This is Qaiqai, also Leviticus, which that goes into, "And he called Wa and Qaiqai, Wa and Yahi Qaiqai is called Leviticus." All right, Leviticus 19 and verse 28. It says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord." All right, I want to get this word from Mark. And it says, Qaiqai. It says incision, imprintment, tattoo, mark. An incision or gash, you go down here, it says stigma. And when you actually go into the common definition of stigma, it means an incision. It means something implanted under the skin. All right, which essentially is the same thing in Revelation 13 and 16. But you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners are not to take that Charagma. All right, because this is what will happen. This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his Charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." And that's talking about the ICBMs. All right, the true lake of fire. All right. But that was pretty much the point. Well, I'm going to go to verse 11. It says, "And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the Charagma of his name." All right, that's pretty much what will happen to those that want to continue to thrive in this so-called society. You see, when it's truly not technically a society, it's like it's a death style. You can't really live this way. You see, but yeah, I don't want to Zaza, but now your Pablo as well. That was a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wow, I don't want to Zah. Thumb Yash like a lot to Wow. Lord's will you all have a good night. Shalom.